For this video, we will be reacting to Why Do Fighting Game Pros Keep Celebrating Too Soon by Brian F. I just came across this video and it looked interesting, so I'm trying to see it. Hold on, let me get that focus right. But let me go ahead and get y'all. Let's go ahead and start it though.
This is Punk, professional fighting game player, world champion, and prolific trash talker, celebrating his victory in the first phase of the Esports World Cup 2025 Street Fighter 6 tournament. His opponent, Xiao Hai, is one of the legends of the fighting game scene, with world championships across various titles spanning a decades-long career. Punk is seen here parading around the stage in a release of tension after winning this extremely close set, a win that Punk knew was surely in the bag, until...
Somehow, some way, still takes the W.
It wasn't. Punk had snatched defeat from the jaws of victory in a match that seemed so surely his to win, and immediately faced the consequences of his hubris. Out of context, this moment leaves many unanswered questions. Why was Punk celebrating so intensely for the first round of a multi-day tournament? What was the backstory between these two players that led to this intense pop-off? And why did Punk even think that he'd won the match already in the first place? We'll cover all of those questions in this video, but what you might not know is that the premature pop-off only to be met with immediate comeuppance is a time-honored tradition in the fighting game community, with a storied history dating back over 15 years. So let's delve into the complete history of fighting game players popping off too soon to answer the age-old question, what are you standing up for? The first instance we'll cover.
I got any gamers in here? I got any gamers? I'm definitely a gamer myself. I'm thinking about making a gaming channel, maybe, at some point at the proper time. But if I got any real gamers in here, any gamers know that we've seen this many times before. People start celebrating way too early and then they end up losing because they stood up from the controller. So they dropped the sticks thinking it was sweet and they get beat down. And I'm a Street Fighter player, so I've seen it before. I've definitely seen it before. It's happened. I've had matches where they'll hit me with like their ultimate move or something, and then afterwards they'll just be standing there, but I got like one little sliver of life and I just run up and KO them. It'd be hilarious. And I'm sure if you're a gamer and you follow this, you've seen it at like Evos and stuff like that too. But yeah, this is interesting.
Where it all began will take us all the way back to the birth of...
And if you're trying to game with me, hop in my Discord. The link is in the description. I play Street Fighter, I play Rocket League, I play Marvel Rivals. I'm just getting started with Arc Raiders. It's confusing to me so far, but I'm gonna do some stuff on that. But yeah, I play some games. I be on there. And Outlast Trials for y'all horror fans. I'm looking for more people to play Outlast Trials with. I only like to go in there with the homies. So yeah, if you play any games, hit me up. Hop in the Discord. Hit me up.
The modern fighting game community as we know it. Street Fighter 4 would initially release in arcades on July 18th, 2008, the first mainline release in the Street Fighter franchise in 11 years, reviving the series. When it was finally released for home consoles on February of 2009, the fighting game community underwent a massive boom. The competitive scene flourished, with players flocking to major offline events to test their skills in the new flagship title. One of the first major events held in North America on the home version of vanilla Street Fighter 4 was Final Round 12. Held the weekend of March 14th, 2009 in Atlanta, Georgia. Here, 241 hopeful competitors gathered to test their skills and to crown a champion. But
you know what's funny? I bet you if I really scan this video, my homie, I think he's actually my cousin. Is he actually my cousin? He's basically my cousin. But my homie was probably in here. He's like a super Street Fighter 4 competitive player, and I trained with him. That's how I kind of started getting good. I got to master level in Street Fighter 6. Aren't you proud of me? But yeah, I bet you he's probably in this room on this video. He's probably somewhere in this room.
The most memorable moment from this event would kickstart a long-standing tradition in the fighting game community. This is a top 24 losers bracket match between Kensuo of Texas and Liston from New York. Aside from the threat of imminent elimination from the tournament, there was also regional pride on the line. From this perspective, we are dropped into the action on the final game in this 1-2 set. Kensuo with his Sea Viper is pressuring Liston's Sagat in the corner. With a hard call out on Liston's movement, he stuns his Sagat, and the crowd yells in excitement with the extended feint combo,
and we're not
setting
gonna
up
watch
the
this whole
pressure to
video.
close out the round and put Kensuo on set point. Here, Liston rallies back. He misspaces an uppercut FADC and puts himself into the corner on accident. Eager to escape the spacing, he holds up forward but gets called out by Kenso's wake-up Thunder Knuckle. He goes for the juggle into Ultra to convert to big damage, but he's late. The Ultra whiffs. Liston calmly walks forward, knowing the round is his if he executes a simple, damaging punish. He goes for a fully charged focus attack to punish C Viper as she lands helplessly from the missed Ultra, and brings this set to the final round. With more cautious, solid play from both players, they find themselves with near even health. Kenso's Thunder Knuckle anti-air trades with Liston's jump in, netting him pressure in the corner, but he makes a critical error. When attempting a heavy punch into a Thunder Knuckle feint, he accidentally lets the Thunder Knuckle fly, opening him for punishment, even death at this health.
It's over.
In a panic, Liston punishes the best he could in the presence of this surprise opportunity with a back throw. After a cross-up attempt leads to another scramble in the corner, Liston secures a second back throw, leaving Kenso with a pixel of health remaining. At this point, any touch, any grab, even blocking any attack would eventually lead into chip damage, and therefore elimination from the tournament. Liston, understanding he just needs to force Kenso to block an uppercut, goes for a tight jump and angle, where a wake-up invincible attack from Kenso would simply whiff, but Kenso wakes up with a jump of his own. And before Liston can realize what is happening, he already had committed to the uppercut to secure the chip, and completely whiffs. Liston is defenseless as he flies into the air with his misplaced Tiger uppercut. Kenso has the opportunity to steal the game from the jaws of defeat if he just converts into his Ultra combo. But he's late.
Blocked.
Liston blocks the Ultra, and into the frame jumps the back of a young L.I. Joe, then still with hair, celebrating the win with his fellow New Yorkers. The camera pans out to show the full crowd reactions, and on this beauty of a CRT screen, we can see Liston had activated Sagat's Ultra, the absolute most overkill option to deplete the last pixel of Kenso's life. A far cry from the safe and efficient punish from the round prior. A young Justin Wong joins the celebration, as Liston himself stands up to celebrate with his New York friends and onlookers enjoying the action. From this angle, it's hard to see, but we have a second perspective. From here, we can see it was actually Kenso himself who stood up first, assuming once his Ultra had been blocked, it was over. Because of course it was. But was it? Here, for a few frames, you can see Sagat's Ultra with its initial lunging Tiger Knee attack has cleared straight over C Viper's head, and he continues in the wrong direction, whiffing the final uppercut. And Kenso sees it as well. While Liston is celebrating with the rest of the New York crew embracing him, Kenso dashes back for his controller. In the midst of this celebration, Liston notices the movement. By the time he faces back to the screen to see what is happening, Kenso has already begun his assault.
Look at his face. Oh, no.
By the time he faces back to the screen to see what is happening,
It was at this moment. Buddy thought he had it in the bag, and dude looked back like, oh snap, I'm still alive. Hold up.
Kenso has already begun his assault. One stand heavy kick to start. Decent damage for an individual button, but not enough to kill. He needs simple, short, damaging attacks to get the job done before Liston can react and return to his controller.
Struggling to
Crouching
get back
medium
to
kick
that
into Thunder
controller.
Knuckle. Liston reaches back down for his arcade stick, desperate to mash out an invincible uppercut to take back the win he had so deserved. One more sequence is all Kenso needs, racing to make contact with the unpiloted Sagat before Liston can assume control. Crouching medium kick into Thunder Knuckle. KO.
These competitions be getting so lit.
Kenso stands up again from his controller, this time not in defeat, but as the victor. The rest of the crowd comes alive while the crew from New York looks on in disbelief. And
That was
thus,
a good
Kenso
one.
would go on
That
to
was a
make
good
a
one.
top 8 finish, with Justin Wong eventually taking the crown at this tournament. But Final Round 12 would not be remembered for the bracket itself, but rather this moment shared between these two players. And while this moment was the first recorded instance of a fighting game player popping off too soon, the next example we have would have a generation of players asking for years to come,
What are you standing up for?
I'm gonna start using that.
Okay, just go to.
Let's get to the example.
Thousands of fighting game competitors every year. You pop off thinking you're you need.
Was this a sponsor for a fight stick?
Let's fast forward in 12. The community at the time had already begun experiencing a shift in the paradigms of the competitive landscape. In the North American scene, what would eventually become the EG crew, consisting of Justin Wong, Marn, and Ricky Ortiz, frequently dominated any regional events, with Justin and Ricky both taking runner-up positions with their Rufuses to Daigo Umehara in his back-to-back EVO 2009 and EVO 2010 wins. But come 2010, another name would begin appearing in the top placing finishes of these major tournaments, and he wouldn't hail from the major hotbeds of Street Fighter at the time, New York or California. Well,
I just want to see it actually
Wolfkrone
happen.
was the best player in North America to the 2012.
I don't need their
Rise
backstory.
pop with Wolfkrone before the grand finals match had begun, which Wolfkrone had supposedly agreed to. Both players would combine their guaranteed first and second place prize money and split it evenly, regardless of who won the actual tournament. With prize pools often being extremely top heavy, this would ensure both players received a decent payday rather than only the first place finisher. We might look back at this now and harboring the competitive integrity of the tournament, but this was the pre-esports era of the FG in an
Alright, let's get to it.
close 3-2 last game, last round scenario to reset the bracket. Or maybe it was during the final set, where Wolfkrone fought tooth and nail to close out his first major win over Justin Wong.
Wow. Wolf Crow.
Or perhaps there was simply a case of miscommunication between the two parties, where Wolfkrone had a hazy understanding of what Justin was proposing and was focused more on just winning the tournament at hand. As legend would have it, Wolfkrone would go on to keep his lion's share of the prize money for himself, denying any agreement to split the pot.
This makes
A
me
few
wanna
months
hop on
later,
Street
at
Fighter
final
real
round
quick. Can't
15,
even lie.
Wolfkrone would be missing for several hours after his top 32 match was called, delaying the bracket and eventually leading him to be DQ'd into losers. Arriving shortly before being fully DQ'd out of the tournament, Wolfkrone worked his way to top 8 losers side, where he then took out America's best, winning against Ricky Ortiz, Pierre Balrog, Forwood, and Dominion, all without
Man,
the grand
show
finals.
me
Justin
what
would be
happened, bro.
unable to control Wolfkrone's offensive onslaught. In the final game of the tournament, even the commentators remarked that Wolfkrone was toying with America's superstar.
He's playing with them.
Really? He wants to do it again, and he did it again. Ah, Wolf Crown.
Wolfkrone would take another major over Justin Wong. This string of events would not just cement Wolfkrone's status as potentially the best in America at this time, it would also represent a public turning point in his relationship with the EG crew and the old guard, as rumors spread throughout the forum posts and lost tweets about these perceived slights. On May 27, 2012, the best in America would meet again in Chicago, Illinois at the Ultimate Fighting Game Tournament 8, commonly referred to as UFGT 8, the premier Midwestern event of the era, and the precursor for what would eventually become Combo Breaker, one of the largest fighting game events in the world today. Here, Wolfkrone finds himself in the loser's side.
I want to go to one of these. I just don't know how good I do. Cause I mean, I'm really good. I've been playing Street Fighter since Street Fighter 4. And now like I'm pretty good on 6. I main Jamie for those that play. But I don't know how good I do here. Like I'm a master, but I lose a lot, but I still win a lot. It's like, I mean, if you know how it goes. But to be in here with these guys, these dudes are on a whole nother level, a whole different type of bracket. But we'll see what's up. I want to see what actually happens.
Of top 4 as the sole Midwest representative looking to defend his home turf. His opponent is Ricky Ortiz, already a legend in the scene from her multiple EVO Grand Final appearances across several games. First to 2 said, Wolfkrone, down heavily in life, lands an EX Seisma super jump burn kick combo and looks to convert into his ultra to begin the comeback. But he drops.
Oh.
In the following round, Wolfkrone gets Ricky Ortiz down to chip kill territory and feels the pressure looking to secure the final hit without getting himself clipped, and in turn, eliminated. He lands the final anti-air Thunder Knuckle and breathes a sigh of relief. It's down, to the final round. Ricky Ortiz finds herself in the vortex of C. Viper's burn kicks, unable to determine which side of the left-right mix-up Wolfkrone is going for. With the likelihood of the next hit stunning Rufus and leading to Wolfkrone's win, Ricky lands a neutral jump into a combo conversion into EX Galactic Tornado. On the knockdown, she approaches for pressure, taps the light kick, and walks forward to catch Wolfkrone flinching with a button or a crouch check. If this dive kick lands, it's an easy target combo into Ultra Conversion for Ricky Ortiz to take the win. But Wolfkrone doesn't give a move for Ricky Ortiz to clip. He instead responds with Heavy Punch Thunder Knuckle FADC into Ultra 1, calling out the offensive technique and converting into big damage. Before they can even cut to the player cam, Wolfkrone is out of his seat, sporting a full smile, both arms in the air in celebration.
Well,
But
he gonna
only
whip it.
for a second. His smile quickly dissipates as it dawns on him that the game is not yet over, and Wolfkrone takes to his seat as the Ultra animation completes. One more hit is required. His Sea Viper takes to the air for the left-right burn kick mix-up. Ricky gets the autocorrect fully invincible EX Messiah kick to blow through. One hit for either player can kill. On this knockdown, Wolfkrone, who had been so persistent in using Sea Viper's many varied wake-up defensive options, in a rare moment, blocks. Ricky Ortiz has the read and goes for the regular back throw. This back throw sets up the safe jump for Ricky to approach. After forcing the block on the jump in, Ricky dashes forward, and she knows that Wolfkrone must flinch. EX Messiah's invincibility outlasts that of Wolfkrone's Wake Up Thunder Knuckle. Ricky, betting that she had persuaded Wolfkrone to set aside the Wake Up Thunder Knuckle option for now, goes for light pressure. This time, it's the Wake Up EX Burn Kick, pulling Sea Viper off of the ground. Ricky blocks accordingly. Now, both players are at point blank range. Invincible reversal from either side could potentially lead to their elimination from the bracket. Wolfkrone has frame advantage here to move first, but EX Messiah, with its massive amount of invincibility frames, is a massive threat. A properly delayed one can even power through his own Thunder Knuckle. He decides the best play here is to block and punish. But Ricky Ortiz instead just goes for the grab.
Oh, there he got it!
Ooh.
Oh, Wolfkrone is. Look at this. Look at Ricky. What are you standing up for? What are you standing up for?
UFG T8 would conclude with an all-EG Classic Grand Finals between Justin Wong and Ricky Ortiz in the Rufus mirror match, with Justin Wong taking the title. While Wolfkrone would remain a consistent top-level threat in Street Fighter IV and into his first years of Street Fighter V, he would fail to capture the same magic that propelled him to major first-place victories against the best America had.
Okay, I think that's enough for this video. That was pretty cool though. I just wanted to check this out because I'm a gamer myself, and I've seen some of those competitions where a dude will start celebrating before it's really over, and then end up just looking stupid. Look at homie back here. He's like, oh my goodness. Oh man, yeah. I'm gonna look out for one of these competitions and see if I could find my way into one if it ain't too much of a hassle to get into. But yeah, this was just a little video because I saw something interesting or whatever. I guess they all are, but you know, this one is for my gamers. This one is for my nerds, you feel? So yeah, let me know if y'all like the video. If y'all want to see me do more stuff about games, I mean, on this channel, I'm probably gonna make a whole gaming channel and just have gaming on there completely. But if y'all want to see more like reactions on some game videos, then just let me know. I'm totally into the gaming culture. But yeah, with that said, like, comment, subscribe, all of that, and any beats you hear on this video in the beginning, at the end, whatever, they're for me. Go to Case the Producer channel or go to casetheproducer.com, grab you some beats if you if you're an artist, and let's work. But yeah, with that being said, love y'all, thank y'all, appreciate y'all, and stay blessed. We'll get into it on the next one. Peace.